But this is what we're proposing tonight. We hope that you think that it's reasonable. If you feel that you want to go above and beyond what we're proposing, including water and sewer or any other fees in there, we'd be more than happy to entertain those. So this is, the first step in 3 readings. Or we can go back to the drawing board and change it any way you'd like.
One nice piece of symmetry I'd like to point out, in the page that's in your packet, where that graph is that you're looking at now, that, by the way, drawn up by Becky Stokes, our new treasurer.
Didn't give credit to the author, I'm sorry.
At the top of that page, and I think the second or third line or paragraph, there's a statement that the additional costs to the builder are from $2,200 to approximately $3,700 for an Energy Star home. And so after the credits are applied from some security deposits against that $5,000 that are paid up front, the amount that we're deferring is so close to that $3,700. It's the $3,912. So the idea is that the builders who have to pay extra costs will be able to hold off paying those until they close and sell to their occupying buyer. There's a little bit of risk, but you all won't see it.
Can we ask questions?
Absolutely. Please do.
Dave, you said this is a voluntary program and won't add to code requirements?
Correct.
I'm trying to understand the real nuts and bolts. So the deal is
Energy Star is above what we have adopted as of January 1, which is the 2006 Energy Code.
It's a voluntary program.
It's a voluntary program only, and we're trying to offer some incentives at this point. Eventually, we would like to make it mandatory in Hailey. That is our goal as a committee. We would like to go above Energy Star at some date and go to the green building where it takes in location on the site and water reclamation and get into the LEED certified construction at that time, and then work our way into commercial projects.
Who does the Energy Star certification?
There's many certified inspectors throughout the state, more and more every day, because they're seeing the writing on the wall that this is a way of the future, and they find a way of, or they see it as a way of making a living. Typically they're located in the Boise area, because that's where all the construction for the Energy Star is going on right now, and the only figures that we have are from the Boise area. The $1.50 to $2.50 added to the cost of construction per square foot. But there are many that I've heard of just recently getting certified in Blaine County.
Do they come in at all phases of construction, or just the end?
They come in during the framing and make sure that it's advanced framing, meaning that they, there's plenty of room above the headers, above the windows and doors to put in insulation up there, and they're not filling it that 6-inch wall full with wood, which has a very low R value. Corners of the building are designed in such a way, or built in such a way, that you can put insulation in there so you don't have those cold corners. So they come in during the framing / insulation process, and then they come back at the end of the project and do the blower door test.
Is this going to add to the burden of your own office in making these inspections? Is there anything
it won't add? If anything, it would decrease. And we're kind of on the fence right now. If I'm putting my name on a certificate of occupancy, I'm putting my license on the line there, so to speak. And if somebody else is doing inspections that were typically done by my department, and somebody else is doing them who's not an inspector of mine, do I feel comfortable putting my signature on that document? So there's some building departments throughout Idaho that want to have their own inspectors go out there and do the inspections. There's other departments that are willing to let the certified inspectors take those inspections, which would be a relief of some of the inspections. It would only be the insulation inspection that we would not be part of.
So you'll receive a piece of paper that says, I, Joe Blow, certified
Right.
Energy Star inspector has seen this house and
Right.
the state, okay. And you'll attach that as part of your documentation?
Correct. So there is a risk that, we've deferred their permit fees, and they never do achieve.
Right.
Because they messed up somewhere along the line, so that at the end of the project, when they do the blower door test, they never do get certified. So those,
But when they come in with the original plan, they've already talked to an Energy Star certifier. And so that's what puts them to the top of the list, is that they've already had that initial
Yeah.
meeting and some guarantee that their design is already designed for Energy Star certification. If the builder themselves don't make the quality that is necessary, then, like Dave says, then it might fall short. But
Do the additional costs that are projected here factor in the cost of that inspector? Or is that a separate cost?
that's a separate cost, and that ranges anywhere between $500 to $1,000.
Okay.
there, isn't there $1,000? Oh, there are some mortgage companies, and this is another thing to be looking at, that are, for Energy Star homes, are offering $1,000 gift on down payment for an Energy Star home that makes up that difference. So that's something that might be looked at in the future as we work with mortgage companies.
And there's more mortgage companies coming on board daily that you hear about. So I think there's one or two in Blaine County right now that are offering that rate. We'll know more about that.
Another risk is in the financial realm. On the left-hand first column, the second number down is at $594. It's the final inspection fee. That was put into place a few years ago because some houses were being occupied without a certificate of occupancy and no final inspection. And so we put that in place, and it's refundable. It's one of the credits near the bottom of that column. The risk is that if that amount now is no longer a substantial amount against the $39.12 that's due. And so if the house is occupied, the builder has closed and sold it, then we would have some difficulty collecting the remainder that's due to us. That risk could be minimized by a tighter tracking system between the departments in terms of water turned on and use, and trying to just nip that in the bud in advance.